Hey, remember 20 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, now it's the future, and I use all those savings to buy this new hologram phone. Because, it's the future, and everything is holograms now.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-601-8802. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your fleet since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-601-8802. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. 601-8802.
Always live from the free Odyssey app. This afternoon, sun fades behind clouds, still warm, low humidity, high 85 tonight, mostly cloudy, couple showers, low near 70. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Bianca Trinidad and Noah Keynes, our service aides, Julie Vaughn, our writer, Zachary Neiman, and Jackie Edinburgh's guest, and I am Stephanie Officer.
All the time. This is 1010 Winds, New York.
Good afternoon. It is 82 degrees at 2 o'clock. I'm Donna Vaughn, and here's what's happening. Word of the death of a basketball great. Celtics legend and NBA Hall of Famer turned civil rights activist Bill Russell has died at the age of 88. Of course, an argument and a fatal stabbing. The NYPD has arrested a black store clerk in the death of a man who had words with the suspect's boss. A homeless man who allegedly had a not-so-good ideas in custody. He tried to swipe a moped police safe from right outside a Lower Manhattan police station. Mayor Adams declares monkeypox a city public health emergency one day after the state did the same. And the military veterans and their supporters, like Jon Stewart, keeping up the pressure on Republican senators who voted no on a bill to help vets exposed to toxic burn pits. Jacob deGrom returning to the Mets rotation today, or Tuesday rather, against the Nationals today. The Mets looking for their 6th straight win in Miami. Bottom of the first, the Mets already leading 3-0. The Yankees, meanwhile, trying for 4 straight. Their game with the Royals is now getting underway. After all, this is sunshine this afternoon, high 85, but increasing clouds and maybe some rain tonight. The winds new time 2:01. Let's go now to traffic and transit and Gloria Chapa. Well, I have to say there's so many accidents. Please be safe out there. There are tons. Let's start out with the Garden State Parkway southbound. South of exit 98, a serious accident. 2 left lanes are blocked. Abe called in on the 1010 Winds traffic tip line. He says it's 5 cars. There's BMS involved. You have delays south exit 90 having northbound rubbernecking, and that also is due to an earlier closure because of the EMS activity. Garden State Parkway southbound north of exit 82, another crash, 2 left lanes. And then if you're heading northbound south of exit 140, the left lane's blocked with another crash. 78 westbound at exit 49, that accident's cleared. Here's what we see on Long Island Big 3. Westbound LAE, there's a car fire before the Saxo Coast, actually at the Saxo Coast exit ramp. The westbound North State has a crash at exit 31, Glen Cove Road in the left shoulder. And you're going to see some Southern State Parkway delays westbound exit 109 to Peninsula Boulevard in pockets. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Georgia 35 inbound on the upper, 45 on the lower, 30 out, Lincoln 30 in, 10 out, Home 30 in, and 20 minutes outbound. Traffic in transit every 10 minutes on the ones, and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Gloria Chapa on 1010 Winds. Has lost a legend. The family of Celtics great Bill Russell says he passed away peacefully today at the age of 88. Russell was, of course, a groundbreaker, the first black superstar in the NBA and the first black head coach in any of the 4 major U.S. pro sports. He won an unprecedented 11 NBA titles as a player and 2 more as a coach, all of them with the Celtics, where he spent his entire career. Russell looked at old scripts and discussed his defensive ideology for NBA Vintage on the league's official YouTube channel.
That's right. Let's roll on. Look at Russell come down.
You shut a guy down, or got a guy shot and say, yes, we did that to you. If you come back, we'll do it again. If you come back again, we'll do it another time. So you have to stop us enough to do. That's not good.
Well, he was, of course, a Hall of Famer, inducted in 1975 as a player and again as a coach just last year. Russell's list of accolades was long, and he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Obama, and the NBA Finals MVP trophy is named after him. A statement on Russell's official Twitter, posted by his family, calls him the most prolific winner in American sports history. Arrangements for his memorial service will be announced soon. Wins due time 2:04. A store clerk in the Bronx was charged with murder after an argument that turned fatal on the street outside. The dead man had gotten into an argument with the suspect's boss, as Eileen LaPalmer reports. A man who works near the smoke shop didn't want me to use his name, but he tells me he saw the victim lying on the sidewalk and 2 people trying to stop the bleeding from his neck.
Unfortunately, he looked at God, and I'm sorry about that. I don't want to see that again. How his neighbor?
Police say 59-year-old Kenneth Fair, who was homeless, was stabbed to death by a worker at the Magic 7 smoke shop on West Fordham Road around noon on Saturday. After that worker, Vernon Gowdy, grabbed Fair from behind and stabbed him once in the neck as he was fighting with the smoke shop's manager on the sidewalk. The argument had started because Fair had been bumped into. Ivy works at the nail salon next door.
Yeah, I'm so nervous. Like yesterday. That's why we just leave earlier.
Eileen LaPalmer, 10-10 wins on West Fordham Road and Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx. Like you, they're calling for a high of 85 today and a nice afternoon with sunshine, but it'll fade behind increasing clouds. A couple of showers then possible tonight, low 70, maybe some leftover rain in the morning tomorrow as well before a little afternoon sunshine. Right now it is 82 degrees, mostly sunny in Midtown. Winds news time 2:05. A homeless man is now facing charges after an ill-advised theft attempt in Lower Manhattan last week. He allegedly tried to swipe a $1,200 moped right outside the 5th Precinct house. John Matos was caught red-handed, according to police sources who spoke to the New York Post, using a set of burglary tools to try to bust the bike's lock. The paper says Matos is homeless and has a long rap sheet with more than 50 arrests dating back decades. There's been another heat death reported in the city, the 4th one since the recent heat wave. According to the medical examiner, the victim died on Monday due to heat-related conditions. It happened last Friday. A person in their 70s found dead in their home in Queens. The cause of death listed as hypothermia due to environmental exposure. Now, of those 4 heat deaths, this is the only one where the victim didn't have contributing conditions, reportedly. Well, one day after the state declared the monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency, New York City has done the same, which was expected considering the 5 boroughs are at the epicenter of the outbreak. The declaration announced yesterday by Mayor Adams allows officials to take emergency actions to slow the spread of the virus. Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine tells 1010 Winds containing the outbreak is not going to be easy at this point.
We have challenges on a lot of fronts here. It's really frustrating that 2 years after the start of the COVID pandemic, we're repeating many of the same mistakes with shortages of testing and treatment and vaccines. It didn't have to be this way, but alas, we are in the midst of a real serious challenge.
There are just under 1,400 presumed cases in New York, about 1,200 of them here in the 5 boroughs. Mass vaccination sites are open today at 3 schools in the Bronx, Queens, and Brooklyn, but appointments are required and booked up quickly late last week after the city received tens of thousands of additional doses from the national stockpile. Monkeypox wasn't seen much outside Africa until only a few months ago, and although this particular strain is rarely fatal, it does cause or can cause painful sores and sometimes leave scarring as well. President Biden is back in isolation after testing positive for COVID again yesterday.
Doctors telling us they do not know yet why some people have these rebound cases.
Though rare, Dr. Anthony Fauci had a similar rebound case after taking Paxlovid, but hopes people will stay confident in the drug.
Paxlovid is doing what Paxlovid is supposed to do. It's keeping people out of the hospital, preventing progression of disease.
And that was correspondent Mary Alice Parks reporting the president took another test today again. It was positive. The military veterans and their supporters continue to call out Republican senators who blocked passage of the PACT Act last week. That's the bill that would have expanded health care and benefits for vets who've gotten sick after exposure to toxic burn pits while on active duty. Several GOP senators who voted no to the PACT Act last week actually voted yes to the bill previously, and comedian-turned-activist Jon Stewart says their objections just don't add up.
The bill that Ted Cruz voted yes on had the exact same funding provisions as the bill he voted no on. It's the exact same bill. None of this makes any sense.
Veterans have been camping out on the steps of the Capitol building in protest, vowing to stay there until the PACT Act is passed. President Biden had to cancel a visit with the protesters after a rebound positive test for COVID, but he spoke to them by FaceTime instead and sent pizza yesterday. Winds lead time at 2:09, traffic and AccuWeather next.
I'm personal injury attorney Dan Botanical of Botanical & Associates. When I was a child, I experienced several injustices. This sparked a passion in me to fight for people. You never know when you're going to need a personal injury attorney. I've seen situations in which a second changed a person's entire life. When you come to Botanical & Associates, you don't just get a single attorney. You get a team of professionals who will stand beside you and do everything possible to get you to the finish line so that you can move on with your life. When I'm in court, I think back to the injustices I've experienced as a child, and it makes me want to fight even more aggressively for you. At Botanical & Associates, we will stop at nothing to get you the best possible outcome. Choosing a personal injury attorney is not a decision that you should make lightly. You should find someone who's highly recommended and go with someone that has a proven track record. Call us today at 1-800-NOW-HURT. That's 1-800-669-4878. 1-800-NOW-HURT. Or online at 1-800-NOW-HURT.com. Hi, this is Brian Kostick with AccuWeather. Not running your business on NetSuite is like trying to sink a putt with a cap pulled over your eyes. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, giving you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, budgeting, and more, all in one place. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control after upgrading to NetSuite. Over 31,000 businesses already use NetSuite. NetSuite has a special financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/temp. netsuite.com/temp. Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you'll look like what's in your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Now this message, Schweiger Dermatology Group. Call 866-DERM-DOC to schedule an appointment today. Winds news time 2:11. We go now to traffic and transit in Gloria Chapa.
Well, if they're trying to get home from the shore or they're trying to get to the shore, Garden State Parkway is a mess. Northbound Garden State Parkway, just before exit 98, two left lanes are blocked with a crash. You have an over 3-hour drive from exit 63, Long Beach Island, up to the rear control plaza using the express lanes. Now, if you're heading southbound north of exit 82, you have a crash there, and there's a crash northbound south of exit 140 in the left lane. Just a bad day. Too many accidents. And also, eastbound BT at the Brooklyn Bridge, there's an accident in the right lane. Adam called in on the 1010 Winds traffic zip line, eastbound belt before Bay 8 coming off of Arizona. There's a 3-car accident. Found it on the cameras. And definitely avoid that. It's in the left lane. Northbound Hutch after Orchard Beach in the Bronx, they're clearing a crash from that area. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. In Georgia, 35 inbound on the upper, 45 on the lower, 30 minutes out both levels. Lincoln, 30 in, 10 out. Holland, 30 in and 20 out. I'm Gloria Chapa. Our next report at 2:21 on 1010 Winds.
And now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist John Ferrick.
Yeah, temperatures this afternoon up into the mid-80s, humidity not too bad, so another pretty good beach day to round out the month of July. Topping out again in the mid-80s, and then as we head into the evening, we'll start to see a couple of showers move in here. The low tonight down to 70. Got maybe a shower or two out there tomorrow morning. Maybe some wet road base for the morning commute. Then clouds with some sunshine. We're into the upper 70s to near 80. So partly cloudy, sticky tomorrow night, the low only 73. Hotter, humid Tuesday. Maybe an afternoon thunderstorm. We're up near 90, a little less humid Wednesday, very warm with 88.
and then we're back into the 90s on Thursday. Right now in Central Park, 86 and partly sunny. We'll fall back to 70 tonight Midtown. I'm Weather Meteorologist.